Hello, my name is Sang-Yeon Lee, CEO of Bisang Inc. Today, I would like to talk about why Moore's Law does not work for the followers. This graph shows the revenue of TSMC, GlobalFoundries, UMC, Samsung, and SMIC from year 2011 to 2017. Certainly, foundry market is growing fast, though TSMC observes all the growth opportunities and others don't. So we wonder why. Here is the comparison of revenue and operating margin in Q1 2019 and CapEx in 2019 between TSMC and UMC as an example. For your information, data from GlobalFoundries and Samsung are not available in public. UMC had minus 4.6% of operating margin, while TSMC made 29.4% of operating margin. When we see the revenue breakdown by technology, we could figure out that UMC revenue came from old generation technologies, while about 45% revenue of TSMC came from advanced technology nodes. So technology gap between TSMC and UMC made a difference of operating margin between TSMC and UMC. Accordingly, UMC has less money to make investment in technology development and fab upgrade. As a result, the technology gap will be larger. And again, UMC is supposed to have lower profit margin and much less money to make investment in technology development. It makes vicious circle of followers. It is a reason why Moore's law does not work for the followers. And in other words, followers are unable to catch up the leader under the Moore's law. Moore's law works well for the leader. However, as explained in this example, Moore's law does not work for the followers and could be a curse to the followers if they are blindly following the same footsteps of the leader. So they should defy the Moore's law. This one shows foundry market share, operating margin, and CapEx of UMC from year 2011 to 2018. Even though there are some ups and downs, the trend clearly shows that UMC market share and operating margin are going down. Also, CapEx is going down. It seems unstoppable. Even though UMC introduced 14nm process in the middle of 2017, Moore's law does not work for UMC. This slide shows that UMC revenue comes from old generation technologies, which are 28nm or bigger feature size. On the upside, it is good for UMC to utilize fully depreciated fabs and tools to provide foundry services. And there's no pressure to invest in bleeding edge technologies. However, on the downside, wafer prices are low and will get lower. So foundry market share and profit margin of UMC will go down continuously and it will be unstoppable. The solutions for the followers should be clear. They should defy Moore's law not only in terms of technology but also in terms of business. They should be flexible, innovative, and change the rule of the game. Otherwise, their position in the foundry business will gradually fade out. Here is my humble suggestion. Each company has its own business model and limitation. For example, Samsung wants to compete with TSMC. However, many foundry customers concern conflict of interest with the Samsung because Samsung is an IDM company and has broad business spectrum which might be overlapped with customer business. Apple found this issue at Samsung Foundry and moved its entire order to TSMC. Samsung Foundry also has no choice but to cross-check acceptance of Foundry customers from its other internal business units. If Samsung internal review becomes negative, then the Foundry is unable to provide services to the customers. It is a fundamental limitation of Samsung Foundry. Even though Samsung is focusing on technology development and making huge investment in the Foundry business, this limitation cannot be easily solved because Foundry customer relationship might be more important than technology services. Business plan of UMC is to be the second source of TSMC. It seems reasonable and easy for UMC based on TSMC compatible wafer process. However, there's a fundamental limitation. UMC technology is limited to 28 nanometer feature size and older. Unfortunately, there is no 14 nanometer customer in Q1 2019. So UMC is unable to provide the second source of services at advanced technology nodes, which are most profitable technology solution for foundry companies. As an example, what if UMC provides memory foundry services? As we know, memory technology and tool sets are different from the logic foundry service. However, if there is a way for UMC to make money from the memory foundry service, there is no reason to say no to the memory foundry services. UMC should consider profitable business beyond its business model and its logic foundry business boundary. UMC should be flexible as much as possible because, as explained, there's no solution for UMC from traditional logic foundry business. How to define Moore's law? ITRS recommends monolithic 3D IC. I also believe it is the only way to change the rule of the game and break vicious circle of followers. Otherwise, their business will be gradually fade out along with Moore's law. Yes, it is time to change the wheels. Followers should think why Moore's law does not work for them and possible solutions beyond their business boundary.